Right now, life is testing you. Every step feels heavy, every obstacle seems impossible, and your mind whispers, give up. But what if I told you this is exactly when you grow the most? Challenges aren't here to break you, they're here to prepare you. Every difficulty, every failure builds your strength, sharpens your focus, and shapes the strongest version of you. Most people stop right before success, but those who push a little further, who keep going when others quit, that's who wins. Your mind is powerful. When you choose to see struggle as growth, your energy rises, your focus sharpens, and your discipline strengthens. Success is not a straight line, it's falling, getting up, and never quitting. So when life tests you, smile. Embrace the challenge. You are moving towards something greater. Don't stop now. The peak is closer than you think. Push through because the breakthrough is waiting on the other side of your exhaustion. Overcoming this mental barrier requires a conscious strategy. First, recognize the inner voice trying to sabotage you. We all have it. It says, stop, it's not worth it, you won't make it. That inner voice you hear isn't your enemy. It's your comfort zone trying to keep you in what's familiar. But you weren't born to settle, you were born to grow. Every time you choose to keep going despite that voice, you reprogram your mind to believe in your power and strengthen your identity as someone unstoppable. Another key is learning to turn fatigue into momentum. When you feel exhausted, change your focus. Instead of thinking, I'm tired, think, this means I'm growing. Fatigue is a sign of effort, not weakness. It shows you're investing energy into becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more capable. If you see tiredness as progress, your mind will stop seeing it as a reason to quit and start seeing it as a sign you're moving forward. It's also crucial to have a clear vision of where you're going. When your goal is powerful, the path becomes manageable. Visualize the person you want to become every day. Picture your success in detail and feel the emotion of having achieved it. That mental image acts like a magnet, pulling you forward even in tough times. People with a clear vision rarely give up because their purpose is bigger than their fatigue. Today, I challenge you to make a decision. Cross that mental barrier and stay firm when others stop. No matter how slow you move, what matters is not stopping. If you're ready to take your life to the next level, say it out loud. I am ready to be unstoppable. When you declare that, you activate your commitment to your best self. Strength isn't about never getting tired. It's about moving forward even when you are. That is the essence of true growth. Most people give up just before success. I've seen it again and again. Entrepreneurs, athletes, students, dreamers, they all start with energy and excitement, but when things get hard, when the path becomes uncertain, something inside them fades. Yet that exact point, when it feels hardest, is where real growth begins. What many see as a signal to stop is actually life inviting you to go one step further beyond the known. When you feel like you can't go on, you're not failing. You're pushing past your natural limits, stretching your comfort zone. Your mind says, stop, not because you can't, but because it's programmed to avoid pain. Success requires moving through that internal resistance. Every time you decide to keep going despite fatigue, you retrain your mind to associate effort with progress and challenges with opportunity. I've learned that the pain of growth is very different from the pain of regret. Growth hurts temporarily because you're shedding old habits, beliefs, and excuses. But if you stop, that pain turns into lifelong regret. I'd rather feel the fatigue of effort than the bitterness of giving up too soon. Every time I achieved an important goal, I noticed something. The darkest moment always comes just before the breakthrough. When nothing seems to work, when results are delayed, when everything feels against you, that's when life is testing your commitment. If you persist and take one more step, the reward appears. Not by chance, but because consistency has its own power. Most people don't fail because they can't. They fail because they quit too early. Your mind and body have more capacity than you imagine. The problem isn't lack of energy, it's lack of direction. When you know why you're fighting, fatigue becomes fuel. Your body responds to mental clarity. If you visualize the purpose behind your effort, if you remember what drives you, your energy multiplies. Fatigue doesn't disappear, but it stops being a barrier and becomes a sign of progress. Growth is measured in moments when you could quit, but choose not to. In those moments, you build character, self-discipline, and mental toughness. True strength isn't shown when everything is easy. It's shown when you keep moving forward without guarantees, trusting that your effort will pay off. When you understand that pain is not an enemy but a teacher, everything changes. Every challenge stops being punishment and becomes an opportunity to grow. Discomfort becomes something you embrace because you know a new version of yourself is waiting on the other side. No real growth happens in comfort. Transformation begins when you stay firm in the middle of discomfort. The next time you feel like you can't go further, remember you're inches away from victory. Take a deep breath, focus on your purpose, and take one more step. You don't need to go 1,000 meters, just a little beyond your current limit. Every step you take in that state of resistance is an invisible win, a seed for future success. The pain you feel now isn't failure, it's proof you're growing, and if you keep moving, that growth will turn into triumph. Imagine a marathon runner in the final meters. His body is exhausted, his legs shake, his breathing is heavy, everything tells him to stop. But then something stronger than fatigue appears, his determination, the inner voice reminding him why he started, telling him he cannot quit now. Life works the same way. There will always be a point where your body, your emotions, or your circumstances push you to give up. But if your purpose is clear, you'll find the strength to continue. Purpose keeps your mind alive when your body grows weak. Without purpose, every obstacle feels like a mountain. With purpose, that same mountain becomes a challenge that pushes you toward greatness. When you know why you do what you do, the how doesn't matter. You can be tired, confused, frustrated, but you keep moving because something inside drives you forward. That energy doesn't come from your body. It comes from your soul, from the deep sense that what you're doing matters. I've seen incredibly talented people fail, not from lack of ability, but from lack of purpose. I've also seen others with fewer advantages go farther because they never stopped moving. The difference is mindset. If you choose to move forward, even one step each day, you become unstoppable. Consistency, not speed, defines winners. Your body will get tired, and that's natural. We all face moments when energy runs low, but purpose is a renewable source of energy. When you connect with a vision that inspires you, physical fatigue becomes secondary. You can rest, but don't lose focus. Rest is not quitting. Quitting is forgetting why you started. Conscious rest with purpose recharges you to keep going stronger. Daily progress, no matter how small, is the key to lasting success. You don't need to cover miles in one day, just keep moving. Every step, every action, every effort adds up. What seems small today becomes transformation over time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a month and underestimate what they can do in a year of consistent effort. If you commit to moving forward a little each day, something powerful happens. You change your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries, and you start seeing yourself as someone who never stops. There are moments when life tests you, when every step feels heavier than the last, when it seems like everything is against you, and the voice inside whispers, it's easier to quit. But here's what I've learned over the years. When life gets harder, it doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're growing. Every obstacle, every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your character and expand your abilities. Many people see difficulties as a reason to quit, but in reality, they are signs of growth. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it's a process of transformation. Just like a muscle needs resistance to grow, your mind needs challenges to evolve. When life tests you, it's sharpening your discipline, building patience, and shaping the strongest version of you. Don't run from the pain of growth, embrace it. That pain is the price of greatness. I've seen entrepreneurs, athletes, leaders, and dreamers almost give up right before achieving their greatest success. There's always a critical point, a threshold of success, where discomfort is highest and results aren't yet visible. Most people stop there, but those who push a little further, who stay committed despite exhaustion, are the ones who succeed. Success belongs to those who endure 5 more minutes when everyone else has quit. Challenges don't appear to destroy you, they appear to prepare you. Each difficulty builds skills you will need for future success. If the path were easy, anyone could walk it, but you are not meant to be ordinary. You are meant to create something extraordinary, and that requires strength, faith, and perseverance. Life tests you not to break you, but to make sure you're ready for what you've asked for. Your mind is incredibly powerful. When you face a challenge and think, this will make me stronger, your brain reacts differently. Your energy rises, your focus sharpens, and your body responds positively. How you interpret your circumstances shapes your destiny. It's not what happens to you that defines you, it's how you respond. The voice inside you isn't your enemy, it's your comfort zone trying to keep you in what's familiar. But you weren't born to settle, you were born to grow. Every time you choose to keep going despite that voice, you reprogram your mind to believe in your power and strengthen your identity as someone unstoppable. Learn to turn fatigue into momentum. When you feel exhausted, think, this means I'm growing. Fatigue is a sign of effort, not weakness. It shows you're investing energy into becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more capable. If you see tiredness as progress, your mind will stop seeing it as a reason to quit and start seeing it as a signal that you're moving forward. Have a clear vision of where you're going. When your goal is powerful, the path becomes manageable. Visualize the person you want to become every day. Picture your success in detail and feel the emotion of having achieved it. That mental image pulls you forward even in tough times. People with a clear vision rarely give up because their purpose is bigger than their fatigue. Persistence is more important than talent. Talent may open doors, but persistence is what allows you to walk through them. Most people give up just before success. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who don't is that the successful ones never quit. Persistence is a decision, not an emotion. It doesn't depend on how you feel. It depends on what you choose to do despite your feelings. There will be days without motivation, moments when nothing seems to work, but those are the moments when you must push hardest. Every small step, every effort, every action adds up. Discipline turns intentions into results. Talent without discipline is an empty promise. The pain of growth is temporary. It comes from facing yourself, letting go of old habits, beliefs, and excuses. But if you quit, that pain becomes regret, and regret lasts a lifetime. I'd rather feel the fatigue of effort than the bitterness of giving up too soon. Every great achievement comes after the darkest moment, just before the breakthrough. That's when life tests your commitment. If you persist, if you take one more step, the reward appears. Consistency has its own power. Most people fail not because they can't. They fail because they quit too early. Your body and mind have more capacity than you think. The problem isn't lack of energy, it's lack of direction. When you know why you're fighting, fatigue becomes fuel. Your purpose multiplies your energy. Fatigue doesn't disappear, but it stops being an obstacle and becomes a signal of progress. Growth is measured in moments when you could quit, but choose not to. In those moments, you build character, self-discipline, and mental toughness. True strength shows when you keep moving forward without guarantees, trusting your effort will pay off. No real growth happens in comfort. Transformation begins when you stay firm in discomfort. Each step beyond your current limits is an invisible victory, a seed for future success. Pain now isn't failure. It's proof that you're growing. Keep moving, and that growth will turn into triumph. Imagine a marathon runner in the final meters. His body is exhausted, his legs shake, his breathing is heavy. Everything tells him to stop. But his determination, the inner voice reminding him why he started, tells him he cannot quit now. Life works the same way. There will always be a point where your body, emotions, or circumstances push you to give up. But if your purpose is clear, you'll find the strength to continue. Purpose keeps your mind alive when your body grows weak. Without purpose, every obstacle feels like a mountain. With purpose, that same mountain becomes a challenge that pushes you toward greatness. Consistency and discipline build an unstoppable identity. Talent may open doors, but persistence and daily effort define winners. Each time you act despite fear, fatigue, or doubt, you send a message to your subconscious. I am in control. Repeated daily, that message transforms your mindset. Obstacles no longer stop you, they make you stronger. Challenges become opportunities. Failures become lessons. Delays become part of the process. Your subconscious learns that effort equals growth and discomfort equals progress. Success isn't a single act, it's a habit. Persisting doesn't mean never falling, it means never staying down. Every day you choose to move forward, even when circumstances are tough, you climb another step toward your peak. Small, consistent actions create extraordinary results over time. The person who never stops becomes unstoppable. Your mind, body, and soul align. Your identity changes. You see yourself as someone who finishes what they start, who doesn't quit, who turns challenges into growth. Remember, the secret to lasting success is not talent alone. It's daily commitment, discipline, and persistence. Small, consistent wins accumulate. Each step, Each effort, each decision builds the strongest version of you. When you persist, you don't just achieve goals, you become someone capable of sustaining success, overcoming any challenge, and living at your highest potential. My strength didn't come from talent, it came from the steady accumulation of small daily wins. That consistency changed my destiny, and it can change yours too. So when you feel like giving up, remember this. You are closer to the top than you think. Every day you choose to move forward, even one small step, you are strengthening your character and building an extraordinary future. Never underestimate the power of consistency. It's the bridge between who you are today and who you are meant to become. Stay firm, keep moving, and show your mind that you are stronger than your excuses. I've met thousands of people who work hard and give their best, yet they struggle to see results. They always ask me, "Why, Brian, if I try my hardest, do I still feel stuck?" The answer is simple but powerful. It's not intensity, it's consistency. Success doesn't belong to the one who does a lot once, it belongs to the one who does something every day, even when they don't feel like it. Consistency is the bridge between intention and achievement. It's the habit of doing the right thing repeatedly until it becomes a part of your identity. You can have the best dreams, plans, and attitude, but without consistency, those dreams fade. Every day you delay action weakens momentum. Every day you keep your word strengthens your inner power. I've failed more times than I can count. Projects didn't work, ideas failed, and often it felt like all my effort was wasted. But every mistake was a lesson, and every setback was a chance to adjust. Success is not a straight line. It's a series of conscious, disciplined attempts. The difference between those who succeed and those who stop halfway is that the first never stop learning, adjusting, and trying again. When you are consistent, you train your mind to act even when emotions don't cooperate. Initial excitement fades. What remains is discipline, the ability to continue when no one is applauding, when results are not visible, when your mind tells you to quit. That's where true character is built. That's what separates dreamers from achievers. The most successful people I know share one trait. They don't give up after the first failure. Instead of asking why it didn't work, they ask, "What can I improve?" That mindset is the essence of consistency. Each attempt becomes a learning step, not a defeat. Over time, these small adjustments add up to extraordinary results. Success is not an event, it's the natural consequence of persistent effort. Conscious repetition creates mastery. It's not just repeating for the sake of it, you must do it with purpose, focus, and the intention to improve. Every time you practice a skill, correct a mistake, or try again with a new strategy, you are shaping your own success. Your mind learns, adapts, and strengthens. What is difficult today becomes natural tomorrow, and what once frustrated you becomes your greatest strength. I am living proof that constant effort beats any obstacle. I wasn't the most talented or prepared, but I was persistent. Every day I did something, even small, that brought me closer to my goals. That accumulation of daily efforts completely transformed my life. The same can happen for you if you commit to act with discipline and faith, even on days when progress is invisible. If today you feel stuck or frustrated because results aren't immediate, remember, consistency always wins. The fruits of your effort are growing, even if you don't see them yet. Don't stop. Don't get impatient. Keep adjusting, learning, and moving forward with determination. Every day you persist, you are writing a story of success that will one day inspire others. Consistency is like a seed growing quietly. You may not see immediate change, but over time it blossoms and transforms your life. After decades studying success and working with thousands worldwide, I've learned that fatigue is not your enemy. It's a sign of progress. When you feel you can't go further, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're pushing beyond your previous limits. Your mind wants to protect you, telling you to stop, to rest, that it's not worth it. But if you understand that fatigue is part of the transformation, your perspective changes completely. You no longer see it as a barrier, you see it as confirmation that you are growing. No skill, discipline, or inner strength develops in comfort. Every person who achieved great results has faced sleepless nights, doubts, and moments when giving up seemed easier. But instead of stopping, they learned to see fatigue as proof of commitment. When you change your interpretation, you change your destiny. I lived this many times. In my early years, I worked endless hours. There were days I felt exhausted, wondering if it was worth it, but I realized something crucial. Fatigue is temporary, but the results of persistence are permanent. Every time I chose to keep going, even without energy, I strengthened my self-discipline. And that discipline became the foundation of everything I achieved later. When you continue despite fatigue, you develop a kind of inner power that cannot be taught in books or courses. You train your mind to obey your purpose, not your fleeting emotions. Most people quit just when they are about to make the biggest leap. They give in to exhaustion and miss the chance to discover their true potential. Those who endure a little longer, who take that extra step when everything inside screams stop, are the ones who achieve extraordinary results. Every drop of effort, every uncertain day, every night you choose to work while others sleep is building your character, and that character becomes your most powerful advantage. Success doesn't depend on luck or talent alone, it depends on the inner strength you build in tough moments. The most admired people aren't those who had an easy path, they are the ones who got up again and again when life tested them. The fire that burns you today will light your path tomorrow. Pain, discomfort, and fatigue are not punishments. They are tools for growth. Each challenge prepares you for the next level. Each obstacle teaches you to trust yourself more. Every moment of discomfort pushes you to develop the mindset needed to handle success when it arrives. Growth never happens in comfort. It happens when you stand firm in the fire. Your subconscious mind is the silent engine of your destiny. Everything you repeat with emotion becomes a direct instruction to your brain. It doesn't distinguish between real and imagined. It obeys. If you tell yourself, I can't, your mind will find evidence to prove it. But if you tell yourself, I am strong, I can do this, this will help me grow, your mind activates a network of inner resources you didn't know existed. I tested this principle throughout my career. Early on, when failures happened, my inner dialogue was negative. I told myself I wasn't good enough or circumstances were against me, and of course my mind found proof. Everything changed when I began consciously reprogramming my thoughts. Instead of focusing on problems, I focused on solutions. Instead of thinking I can't, I affirmed, yes, I can, and I will find a way. That small difference in language completely changed my results. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. The words you repeat are the seeds you plant. You cannot plant doubt and expect success. Every thought you choose to nurture has a direct impact on your future. Plant faith and strength will grow. Plant fear and insecurity will grow. The human mind is extraordinary, but neutral. It doesn't choose for you. You decide what mental garden to cultivate. That's why I emphasize affirmations. They are not just positive phrases. They are tools to program your mind. Each time you repeat with emotion, I can, I am capable, I deserve success, you strengthen neural connections in your brain. Over time, these connections overpower old patterns of doubt and fear. What once stopped you becomes achievable. I've seen hundreds of people transform their lives by applying this principle. People from difficult backgrounds with few resources succeeded simply because they changed their thinking, not luck. Repetition of thoughts of faith and confidence became their identity. Change what you say to yourself, and you change what you do. Change what you do, and you change who you are. Every thought has an emotional consequence. If you think of failure, you feel fear. If you think of success, you feel motivation. Your mind and body are in constant conversation. By choosing thoughts of strength, you activate powerful emotions that drive consistent action. That is the virtuous circle of success. Positive thought, elevated emotion, effective action, results. Repeat this daily. I am closer to achieving it than I think. Don't just say it, feel it, believe it, live it. Your mind will start seeking evidence to confirm it. You'll notice opportunities where before you saw problems. You'll see progress where before you saw stagnation. Your destiny is built moment by moment, thought by thought. Feed faith, consistency, and hope, and your life will flourish. Feed fear and doubt, and you will stay stuck. You choose which seed to plant. And as I always teach, think big, speak with faith, and act with determination. When your mind aligns with your purpose, nothing and no one can stop you. When you stop giving up, something amazing happens. Life starts to align with you. New opportunities appear. The right people come into your life, and doors begin to open. I call this the positive breakthrough, the moment when faith overcomes fear. When you persist beyond what seems logical, you enter a growth frequency the universe recognizes, and everything changes. Life rewards those who refuse to quit because every challenge tests whether you are truly ready to receive what you asked for. There is a kind of satisfaction only known by those who kept going when everything seemed to collapse. It's not just material success, it's the inner peace of knowing you gave everything. This feeling cannot be bought or taught. It is earned through effort, faith, and consistency. When you don't give up, you don't just reach goals. You become the person you always dreamed of being. So the next time you feel you can't go on, remember this. Don't stop now, because you are about to achieve it. Life isn't punishing you, it's training you. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove what you're made of. Which of these ideas resonates most with you? What decision will you make today to show yourself that you are ready to never give up? And never forget this truth. True greatness is not in beating others. It's in surpassing yourself every single day. This has been a journey through the world of personal growth.